Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Spring Convocation 2007. Would you please join with our vocalist, Chandra Curry, in the singing of O Canada, and then would you please remain standing for the invocation.
Spirit of wisdom, author of all truth and knowledge, we give thanks that we are able to gather here to celebrate the achievements of the graduates and postgraduates in the College of Agriculture and Bioresources and the College of Education, and all those receiving special awards and degrees. On this day of endings and beginnings, we acknowledge with gratitude family and friends, teachers and mentors who helped to make this day possible. We give thanks for the wealth of the university experience, the opportunity to be challenged, to think critically and creatively, to explore new ideas and to pursue significant questions, the chance to meet new people from diverse cultures and backgrounds, and to create meaningful relationships. Bless the University of Saskatchewan and all who work therein. May these colleges be places of sound learning, exploration, and discovery. And on this special day, the culmination of so many years of study, bless all the recipients of degrees and awards as they move on to a new stage in their lives. Strengthen them in the days ahead. Grant them courage and confidence to pursue their dreams and to creatively use their knowledge, skills, and abilities for the greater good. Amen.
Would you please be seated? Again, graduands and distinguished guests, welcome. My name is Lee Pennock. I'm the University Secretary, and I have the honor of introducing to you the members of the colorful platform party that you see before you. So, beginning at the front row, at my far left, your right, Ernie Barber, Dean of the College of Agriculture and Bioresources. Karen Tanino, Associate Dean, College of Agriculture. Cecilia Reynolds, Dean, College of Education. Trevor Gamble, Associate Dean, College of Graduate Studies and Research. Vivian Heinel, Associate Dean, College of Education. David Hanna, Associate Vice President, Student and Enrollment Services. Michael Atkinson, Provost and Vice President Academic. Peter McKinnon, our President. Tom Malloy, our Chancellor. Lieutenant General, the Honorable Romeo Dallaire, recipient of the Honorary Doctor of Laws degree this afternoon. Heather Magato, Vice President, University Advancement. Walter Linklater, Elder. Don Morgan, MLA for Saskatoon Southeast and member of the Legislative Assembly. Kevin Weitenheimer, Director, University Services, Saskatchewan Advanced Education and Employment. Fred Fulton, University Alumni Association President-elect. Ursula Wig, University Chaplain. And Kelly McInnes, Registrar and Director of Academic Services and Financial Assistance. In the second row, Robert Harasimchuk, President of St. Peter's College. Kurt Tischler, Manager of the International Students Office. Winona Laudermilk, Member of Senate. Sheila Pocha, Member of Senate. Laurel Krause, Member of Senate. Phyllis James, Member of Senate. Lily Krause, Member of Senate. Margaret Kuzik, Member of Senate. Judy Bazowetsky, Member of the Board of Governors. James Pepler, President of the USSU. And Mavis Moore, Member of Senate. And behind them, we have members of the faculty of the University of Saskatchewan, and I wonder if the faculty would also stand. Thank you. Would you please join me in expressing to all of these faculty, administrators, and members of our governing bodies our thanks for the work that they have done by supporting, teaching, and encouraging our graduates.
Could I ask the Honorable Romeo Dallaire to stand, please? Eminent Chancellor, on behalf of the University Senate, I present to you Lieutenant General the Honorable Romeo Dallaire. Romeo Dallaire has enjoyed a long and illustrious career with the Canadian Armed Forces and after 35 years retired as a decorated Lieutenant General. During this time, Mr. Dallaire held various training, staff and command appointments in Canada and Germany. But the Lieutenant General's most famous appointment, and what served to be a life-changing experience, was his 1993-94 peacekeeping and assistance mission as commander of the United Nations Observer Mission to Uganda and Rwanda. His experience on that mission marked Mr. Dallaire to the extent that he made the decision to dedicate the rest of his life to the pursuit of peace and justice. He has written of the horrifying images and actions of the civil war in that country and genocide in a book entitled Shake Hands with the Devil, The Failure of Humanity in Rwanda. This internationally recognized book, which exposes the failure by humanity to stop the genocide despite timely warnings, was awarded the Governor-General's Literary Award for Nonfiction in 2004. It will also be the basis of a full-length feature film about Mr. Dallaire's life, expected to be released later this year. Since his retirement from the military, Lieutenant General Dallaire has been appointed to the Canadian Senate, where he sits as a member of the Liberal Party of Canada. In that role, Senator Dallaire has spearheaded an effort to redefine the long-term professional training and development requirements of the Canadian Armed Forces Corps, and has worked to bring an understanding of post-traumatic stress disorder to the general public. Mr. Dallaire's areas of expertise, now shared with audiences around the world, include presentations on leadership, professional development, and international conflict resolution. He has written several articles and chapters on these topics, as well as on humanitarian assistance and human rights. As a fellow of the Carr Center for Human Rights Policy at the Kennedy School of Government at Harvard, Senator Dallaire conducted research on the use of child soldiers and is currently writing a book on that topic. Those who know Mr. Dallaire describe him as courageous, acutely intelligent, insightful, articulate, and inspirational. A UNICEF official in Rwanda during Lieutenant General's mission there described him as the one shining beacon, and Stephen Lewis has said of Mr. Dallaire, if there is one exemplary human being in all of this, it is General Dallaire. After hearing him speak today, I know he will inspire you and me and all of us to strive to be better global citizens. Eminent Chancellor, I present to you Lieutenant General the Honorable Romeo Dallaire, and ask that you confer on him the degree of Doctor of Laws, honoris causa.
By virtue of the authority vested in me by the legislature of this province, and with the consent of the Senate of this university, I admit you to the degree of Doctor of Laws, honoris causa, and invest you with all of the powers, rights, and privileges pertaining thereto. Congratulations.
Thank you. Monsieur le chancelier, monsieur le recteur, membres du corps professoral, graduates, ladies and gentlemen, friends, family, good afternoon, and thank you for doing me the great honor of joining the alumnus of this quite extraordinary university. It is not the first time that I'm in the campus area of University of Saskatchewan. I was here in 1968 with the Royal Military College football team when the Huskies waxed us 43-0. However, I was preceded in Saskatchewan by my father, who in 1926, as a young orphan from a mining town, asbestos mining town in the eastern townships of province of Quebec, ended up with an aunt working on her farm in North Battleford. Life was so difficult there that a year and a half later he actually decided to join the army and subsequently made a career in the army. However, I returned to Saskatchewan in '69 after going to a wedding of a Ukrainian colleague of mine from college and deciding in the bravado of all the slightly alcohol-induced evening that I could work on a farm in Saskatchewan and learn the ways, even though I'm a city slicker from Montreal. And so came and worked for a month, just nearly a month, for room and board, and I have never worked so hard since. The experience was eye-opening as I discovered the communion of the Saskatchewan people with the land and what it produces, and the responsibility that they sense in producing the food necessary to feed. And this brings me to you, the graduates, not only those of you from the resource side and the agricultural side, but the education side and your future duties, responsibilities, and privileges. We spoke and will speak of your privileges of joining the ranks of graduates and postgraduates, but there is also responsibilities because you are now joining the ranks of the leadership of this nation. You as university graduates have a responsibility in leading this nation and participating in the maturing of the decisions that come out of this nation and what it's to do, not only within its borders, but beyond its borders. And this nation has not peaked in its potential. In fact, it is known internationally for underselling its potential, maybe not even pursuing the potential that it has. I will be leaving potentially a little early, for I must return back to the Senate. An unelected Senate, yes, but a Senate in Ottawa. As I said recently in Edmonton, I wouldn't mind being elected as a senator, but of course, if I'm elected as a senator, I want power. And if in the Senate we want power, the only other place where there's power in our system of governance is in the House of Commons. That means our friends in the House of Commons would lose power. So I'm not too sure they're keen on that as yet. But anyways, we'll work towards that, making it more democratic. But my return is because I'm sponsoring a bill that is going to reorient CIDA, our Canadian International Development Agency, to focus on poverty reduction in the world. To focus on poverty reduction, where 80% of humanity lives in inhuman conditions, in the mud and the blood and the suffering of not only conditions that absolutely abuse their human rights and their ability to strive to have hope, but are not even in a state of being able to sustain themselves in food and basic needs in order to maybe one day break out of that straitjacket that seems to continuously hold them back. And yet that 80% of humanity is often forgotten by the 20% of humanity of the haves. We part of that 20% of the haves. We are off to Mars. We master technology. We have intellectual depth and rigor. We have an extraordinary work ethic. And we in this country, we believe fundamentally in human rights. It's a fundamental law, our charter. And we have no ambition of subsuming anyone else, although the efforts that we have been doing with our First Nations, with our Aboriginals, is less than stellar as a country that doesn't call itself a colonial power. However, in the essence of what we are, Canada, through the years of its work, by its predecessors and by you as you will continue, has stumbled upon a responsibility in the international forum. We have stumbled on a responsibility because we fundamentally believe in humanity. We believe that all humans are human, that not one human is more human than the other. Not one counts more. There are differences of race and color and culture and economics. But the essence of us all is human. We are all the same. And in that premise, we are all the same. How can we stand by, we the haves, and say humanity is advancing when 80% of it is in inhuman conditions? And that we are not pursuing aggressively to shift that scenario. We are not at 0.7 of our GDP for international development. We're at 0.37. Imagine we're talking about 0.7 of our GDP to help and assist 80% of humanity, and we can't reach it. As a minimum level, we can't reach it because international development is not a mainstream effort in our priorities of our nation. It's not up there with transport, with health, with defense, with foreign affairs. It's a residual. International development, our sense of what we think is right and how we can assist others achieve it, is a residual. When everything else is paid, what do we have left over? And who do we give it to make people maybe feel good? Or maybe advance a bit their plight? There is no systemic belief, philosophy, that in fact international development and bringing the rest of humanity to human conditions, not necessarily this opulence, but to be human and live as human, there doesn't seem to be a will to want to achieve even that, to move the resources to that, to move the efforts to that. On the contrary, look at the recent elections, I say a year ago, so on. Look at what the politicians discussed. Regionalism, parochialism. What can my part of the country get out of the center to make it more effective? We didn't even see within our own country a sort of more Kennedy-esque perspective in saying, how can our region be more effective to render this country much more in a position to move the yardsticks in the realm of its beliefs of human rights and human dignity beyond its borders? We don't hear that. And we heard about taxes and things like that. No one came to you under 30, you a massive power base of voting that could shift the whole nature of the political structures of our nation, and have too often abdicated from doing it. No one's gone to you and said, why does Canada exist? I mean, what's the aim of this place? To keep us satisfied? Is our aim to meet our own requirements, to sustain Canada? Or is there something more? Have we not matured now in this global environment to a higher plane, to a responsibility maybe to protect, to assist others? Is that not what's out there? Is that not a grand design of this great nation in the world? Is it not time that we move as a group, as a nation, to sustain an effort in those parts of the world where people seek only to be treated as human beings, and that we remain ethical, not bicéphale, but ethical with ourselves, and say, if we believe in human rights, it's not just because of people who can afford it, it's because human rights is for every human being, and every human being is a human, ergo we should be there. And maximizing our potential, going beyond our borders, and providing that capability. And so, ladies and gentlemen, and you graduates, this nation is screaming for the leaders to lead, not manage a problem, lead to solve, lead to take risks, lead to be adventuresome, lead to go beyond the norm, lead with the humility and the flexibility to bring innovative ideas beyond our borders and to maximize the extraordinary potential of this great nation. You are now joining that group that can move this nation well beyond what it is today. And to you, I have nothing but the greatest of faith. And hopefully, you will shift the orientation of this nation from being one that is turning more and more inside itself and looking for more and more what it can do for itself, and move it to the emancipation of what Canadianism is, and that is the belief of human rights, the rights of all human beings, and all humans are human and should be treated equally. Thank you very much.
Eminent Chancellor, Elder Linklater, platform guests, members of the graduating class, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Convocation 2007. This is the University of Saskatchewan's most important celebration. It is here that we come together and recognize in a very public way the achievements of our graduates and the contributions to their success of their families and friends. This day also marks the admission of our students to the University of Saskatchewan family of graduates worldwide. I can say to you that their record of achievement is a magnificent one, and I am confident that you will uphold and enhance that record in the years to come. I would like to extend a very warm welcome to the families of the graduates who are assembled today. We're delighted to have you with us. You have shared the joys and the hardships of your graduate in his or her journey leading to the success that we mark today. We share your pride, and we thank you very much for being here. We're particularly pleased to welcome you to Convocation in the centennial year of our university. 100 years ago, the University of Saskatchewan did not have any faculty, staff, or students. It did not have a campus. It did not even have a hometown. It was a dream. And in the course of our first century, that dream took shape. And today it is manifested in this fine assembly of graduates of the colleges of Agriculture and Bioresources and Education. The College of Agriculture was one of the two original colleges of the University of Saskatchewan. Our founders had the vision to recognize that we had a core mission to provide an excellent liberal education and that the University of Saskatchewan had a vital role in building the province. The positive impact of the College of Agriculture in the development of the province's agricultural industry has been demonstrated in ways too numerous to mention. Suffice it to say that there is scarcely a major development or advance in agriculture in this province that does not bear the stamp of influence of the College of Agriculture. Last year, the name of the college was changed, and it is now the College of Agriculture and Bioresources. This name change recognizes that the activities associated with the production of food exist in a broader context of life sciences that are essential to a healthy planet. The name change symbolizes the evolution and vitality of a college whose roots in this province are long and strong. The mandate and mission of the college is to advance the responsible use of land, water, and bioresources used to provide products and services that enhance the quality of life. There can be no indifference to this mandate. It is fundamentally important, and I want to congratulate the graduates of the College of Agriculture and Bioresources for your commitment to a mission on which all our lives depend. If I may turn for a moment to the graduates of the College of Education, I am reminded of the importance of the challenges before you in my frequent trips to the cities and towns of this province. I have ongoing talks with teachers, guidance counselors, and students in communities large and small in our province. I know that your role with your students will be, in a word, formative. Reflect upon your own experience. Think about the teachers you have had over the years. Think about the impressions they have made upon you. I do not know about you, but I can remember virtually every one of my teachers by name from grade 1 to grade 12. I can remember the good teachers and the not so good teachers, but most of all, I can remember the qualities and the examples of the best of them. And I remain grateful to them for their commitment and for their example. You're joining a very exciting profession, and I believe the College of Education has prepared you well for this challenge. In this, its 80th anniversary year, in our university's 100th anniversary year, there are great signs of the continuing vitality of the college, including the Aboriginal teacher education programs, 300 master's and doctoral students, in addition to the fine undergraduate programs, and the dedicated faculty and staff, including many award-winning instructors. So we have much to celebrate in these two colleges, agriculture and bioresources and education. And now, graduates, as you cross this stage this afternoon, I want you to know that you carry with you the confidence, the respect, and the affection of everyone at the University of Saskatchewan. We will follow your future activities with much interest. We're proud to be your university. Thank you very much.
Eminent Chancellor, Mr. President, members of the University Senate and Board, I present to you the petition of the Council of this university that the candidates to be named, having fulfilled all of the requirements of the bylaws, may, with your permission, be admitted to the degrees and certificates to which they are entitled.
By virtue of the authority vested in me by the legislature of this province, and with the consent of the Council of this university, I consent to admit you to the degrees and certificates to which you are entitled, and to invest in you all of the powers, rights, and privileges pertaining thereto.
Would the graduands in the front row please rise and come to the platform?
Eminent Chancellor, on behalf of the faculty of the College of Agriculture and Bioresources, I present to you these scholars and request that you bestow on them the Diploma in Agriculture. Kyle Andrew Bergen. Pauline Bollet. Anthony Dale Eliason. Nadine Ashley Gray. Ashley Joy Haven. Caleb William Channon. Dwayne Allen Horvey. Kyle Charles Langmeyer. Joel Eve Marshildon. Bradley Jaden Olenek. Colin Eric Phillips. Landon Conrad Zimmer. Please join me in congratulating the recipients of the Diploma in Agriculture.
Eminent Chancellor, on behalf of the Faculty of Agriculture and Bioresources, I present to you these scholars and ask that you confer on them the degrees to which they are entitled. For the Bachelor of Science in Agribusiness, I present Glenn Arthur Stacy. Eminent Chancellor, for the Bachelor of Science in Agriculture, I present Justin Neil Allport. Digit D. Ash. Chad Brian Bachowski. Brooke Elaine Boyce. Karen Lynn Bowditch. Jordan Michael Boo. Chelsea Ray Carruthers, with distinction. Yang Chen. Denise Raylene Clare. Kyla Marie Denbrock. Heather Nadine Englot. Tyler John Fewings. Kimberly Fitzpatrick. Maria Teresa Fuchs, with distinction. Tyler John Grafton. Murray Douglas Gray. Chad Matthew Gittinger. Mary Mona Hatton. Bradney William Hayes. Shenji Hu. Emily Ann Hunter. Jared Bruce Jackson. Eliza Beth Ann Capeller. Chelsea May Kellen, with distinction. Rebecca Jane Kent. Tyler William Kessler. Sky Letitia Kettleson, with distinction. Jessica Elizabeth Ann Killistoff. Jung Hoon Kim. Lisa Dawn Kirkham. Carla Jenna Clemmer, with distinction. Sheila Marie Konechny, with distinction. Amanda May Labatch. Andrew Robert Lang, honors in agricultural economics with great distinction. Graham Scott Mansfield, with great distinction. Adele Louise McIntosh, with distinction. Barclay Dustin Meinert. Nadia Sarah Mori, with great distinction. Colleen Patricia Murphy. Trista Lee Myers. Darcy Tyler Patuan. Emily Tess Pitchko. Jessica Simone Poderdeski. Shelley Dawn Popovich. Aditya Ramachandran, with great distinction. Keely Dawn Relland, with distinction. Megan Jolene Ridgway. Carla Ray Rudolph, with great distinction. Shanda Dawn Sedgwick, with distinction. Greg Allen Simonson, with distinction. Nicole Cara Simpson. Sheena Amanda Smith, with distinction. Tiani Song. Amanda Yvonne de Kerkhoff, with distinction. Leanne Judy Walter, with distinction. Holly Janelle Margaret White. Michelle Christian Wilkinson. Michelle Kristen Wilkinson. Jessica Lynn Williams. Kimberly Ann Wood, honors in food science with great distinction. Lori Ann Macy Zemlock. Ladies and gentlemen, please join me in congratulating the recipients of the degrees.
Eminent Chancellor, on behalf of the College of Graduate Studies and Research and the faculty of the College of Agriculture and Bioresources, I present to you these scholars and request that you bestow on them the degree of Masters in Science. Jennifer Lynn Arnold. Christopher Douglas Spahn. Tyrell Jonathan Denisick. Kelly Dean Farden. Thomas Norman King. Catherine Alice Lang. Lindsay Dawn Mooney. Andrew William Pantel. Ladies and gentlemen, please join me in congratulating the recipients of the degree of Master of Science in the College of Graduate Studies and Research.
Eminent Chancellor, on behalf of the faculty of the College of Education, I present to you these scholars and ask that you confer on them the degree of Bachelor of Education. I present to you Kelly Dawn Atimichuk. Lindsay May Adams with distinction. Joseph John Amundrad with distinction. Danielle Kristen Ando with great distinction. Ashley Renee Ann Holt with distinction. Carrie Jane Archibald with distinction. Nicole Lynn Armstrong with distinction. Krista Lee Arnst with distinction. Kristen Marie Mota Ashwin with distinction. Linda Maureen Bailey. Josh Brian Nicholas Valaberda with distinction. Alicia Lane Bunga. Ryan Nicholas Banow with distinction. Nisa Ann Barron. Dana Laureen Bassick with distinction. Candace Alexandra Beatty with distinction. Nicole Blanche Beatty with distinction. Chelsea May Bellinger. Lindsay Dawn Bellinger, with distinction. Margaret Elizabeth Bell, with distinction. Gina Mary Bergerman, with distinction. Jody Marie Bergerman, with distinction. Ramona Angela Billet. Danielle Marietta Bilodeau, with distinction. Melanie Dawn Villacrelli, with distinction. Liza Maria Bird, with distinction. Sandra Dawn Bishop Moisen, with distinction. Tony Lee Bocek, with distinction. Megan Aldous Hope Brisquet. Kenda Megan Brown, with distinction. Alicia Ann Bruce. Shalene Nadine Buckle. Sharon Mayanne Buns, with distinction. Lane Edward Buswell, with distinction. Janelle Dawn Cadrain, with distinction. Brent John Campbell, with distinction. Janet Elizabeth Carmona Figueroa. Louise Sabine Carroll, with distinction. Dennis William Carson, with distinction. Rochelle Lynn Chambers. Kamei Coughlin, with distinction. Zoe D. Cahoon. Hillary Jean Colburn, with distinction. Stephen Douglas Cole. Ramona Ray Cook, with distinction. Allison Joan Cowan, with distinction. Lisa Michelle Cowan, with distinction. Megan Elaine Crittenden, with distinction. Kyle Charles Cunningham. Nicole Teresa DeRue, with distinction. Kaylin Dawn Degenstein Heidler, with distinction. Robert Angus Dempsey, with distinction. Stephanie Lynn Denton, with distinction. Leanne Alma Deal, with distinction. Ryan Philip Dignan, with distinction. Megan Dawn Dodds, with distinction. Alicia Marie Dole, with distinction. Michelle Catherine Depker, with distinction. Kayla Lynn Dubel, with distinction. Craig Michael Dubray, with distinction. Austin Lee Dyer. Taylor Fallow Dyer. Danielle Renee Ethier. Lisa Jane Evenchuk, with distinction. Lacey April Fiddler. Chantel Marie Forcier, with distinction. Dawn Kimberly Forsgreen, with distinction. Michael Paul Fowler, with great distinction. Lauren Josephine Fuller. Amanda Lynn Garchinsky, with distinction. Ronald Henry Georget. Amber Joy Garansky, with distinction. Kimberly Ann Guerin, with distinction. Lynn Michelle Gordon. Brian John Gottselig, with distinction. Alita Diane Hagan, with distinction. Miranda Joy Hall, with distinction. Lindsay Georgina Halushka, with distinction. Carlene Janelle Ham, with distinction. Michelle Therese Hammer. Colleen Suzanne Hanley, with distinction. Jessica Joan Hanley, with distinction. Tiffany Lynn Hansen. John Travis Harrington. Melinda Marie Haubrick, with distinction. Diane Marie Hedukowicz, with distinction. Rhonda Leanne Head, with distinction. Brian Alexander Roland Herman, with distinction. Dustin Reginald Heron. Megan Elizabeth Hill, with distinction. Jeffrey David Hoffart, with distinction. Nancy K. Holmes. Michelle Ann Holowachuk, with distinction. Michelle Marie Horner, with distinction. Susan Kathleen Diane Horner, with distinction. Daniel Blair Howie, with distinction. Andrea Margaret Hutchinson, with distinction. Erica Ray Jansen Frazier, with distinction. Cynthia Diane Job. Sorry. Lieta Joan Youngworth. Mindy Lynn Kelly. Samantha Jo Kelly with great distinction. Andrea Sarah Clausen with distinction. Jenalee May Kohut. Katrina Audrey Whalen Korchinski with distinction. Amandra Ray Court with distinction. Amy Genevieve Levens with distinction. Danielle Andre Leblanc with distinction. Trina Anne Marie Leniuk with distinction. Jennifer Elizabeth Lino with distinction. Brian Clinton Luchuk with distinction. Ryan Joseph Lipka with distinction. Dana George Lockwood. Chelsea Nalini Lechensky with distinction. Tyson John Lundquist with distinction. Andrea Joan McCrell with distinction. Tara Elizabeth Marion Irene Mayer. Lady Carolina Maza. Tanya K. McKay. Robin Rianne Mealing with distinction. Amanda Kathleen Meacham with distinction. Shannon Marie Meany. Amanda Ray Middlebrook with distinction. Dustin Christopher Miller. Shannon Ray Miller with distinction. Candace Dawn Mitchell with distinction. Sandra Irene Morley with distinction. Angela Michelle Moser with distinction. Carla May Monroe with distinction. Michelle Madeline Louise Myden with distinction. Amber Leanne Nurbus with distinction.
Claudia Yan Yan Ng with distinction. Jared Kenneth Nordic. Chantel T. Bataraga. Megan Marie O'Grady with distinction. Michael James Douglas Oosterlaken with distinction. Alan Leroy Page with distinction. Jennifer Margaret Payshow with great distinction. Dustin Stewart Palmer. Alan Cameron Parson with great distinction. Jill Geraldine Pierce. Jeffrey Mervyn Scott Pedersen, with distinction. Melissa Ray Pedersen, with distinction. Misty Lee Pelican, with distinction. Gregory Fraser Pepler, with distinction. Caitlin Lee Rain Phillips, with distinction. Carissa Marie Pacharka, with distinction. Matthew Gerald Gordon Poirier. Ian William Pollock, with distinction. Dustin Shane Post, with distinction. Melissa Lee Poundmaker. Colleen Proudlove, with distinction. Aubrey Shane Rebin, with distinction. Christina Lynn Regier, with distinction. Larissa Lee Reist, with distinction. Toby Faith Rempel, with distinction. Catherine Mary Retzlaff, with distinction. Celine Flora Robillard. Lindsay Carla Rodrigue, with distinction. Jerry Deanne Roth. Kelly Christina Rottenberger. Lacey Dawn Rusniski Primo with distinction. Clifford Grant Rye with distinction. Adam Wayne Douglas Sandbeck with distinction. Justin Cody Saulnier with distinction. Wendy Joy Schultz with distinction. Jonathan Andrew Scott with distinction. Glenda Jean Siemens with distinction. Lori Ann Skabinski with distinction. Lori Ellen Slater with great distinction. Diana Lynn Smith with distinction. Carolyn Corrine State with distinction. Mark Brian Steckler with distinction. Luann Jolene Stefaniuk with distinction. Stefanku. My apologies. Amanda Staven with distinction. Mandy Nicole Stephenson with great distinction. Christopher Robert John Stewart with distinction. Jennifer Nicole Stewart. Tara Lee Phyllis Stonestand. Angela Beth Story with distinction. Kyla Alyssa Story with distinction. Amy Jo Strawson with distinction. Carla Michelle Streeton with distinction. Jean Eleanor Sutherland with distinction. Jody Linda Swift with distinction. Kimberly Faye Swiftwolf. Allison May Tarasov with distinction. Avril Lauren Tarasov with distinction. Jacqueline Christine Terrace with distinction. Amanda Jean Fick with distinction. Jennifer Nicole Trottier with distinction. Erin Margaret Turner with distinction. Derek Brian Turner with distinction. Brennan Mitchell Uren with distinction. Glenn Roy Van Ramhorst. Kelly Roselle Vicarious with distinction. Jillian Emma Vinish with great distinction. David Corey Waldner with distinction. Erin Jill Walker with distinction. Tracy Leanne Wall with distinction. Linda Ann Walter with distinction. Christopher Brian Wyman. Paul Dwayne Wyman with distinction. Joshua Brent Cullen Weed. Alana Nicole Wilson with distinction. Krista Lee Wingert with distinction. Shalane Lucille Winterholt with distinction. Uba Lynn Wojciechowski. Morgan Paul Witherspoon. Janelle Evelyn Whiteowich with distinction. Lori Bev Young. Eminent Chancellor, on behalf of the faculty of the College of Education, I present to you these scholars and ask that you will confer on them the degree of Bachelor of Music and Bachelor of Music in Music Education. Scott Russell Cowan with distinction. Amelia Courtney DeVries with distinction. Diana Lee Jimieff with distinction. Heather Patricia Lake with distinction. Roger Adam Mercier. Allison Jean Olson with distinction. Leah Joy Perrin with distinction. Kristen Marie Ratzlaff with distinction. Sarah Deanne Ward with distinction. Eminent Chancellor, on behalf of the Faculty of Education, I present to you these scholars and ask that you will confer on them the post-degree Certificate in Education Special Education. I present to you Valerie Sharon Moudry. So please join me in congratulating the recipients of the degrees of Bachelor of Education and the combined degrees of Bachelor of Education and Bachelor of Music in Music Education and the post-degree Certificate in Special Education from the College of Education. Eminent Chancellor, on behalf of the faculty of the College of Graduate Studies and Research, I present to you these scholars and ask that you confer on them the degree of Master of Continuing Education. I present to you Tracy Kathleen Jackson. Lorraine Janet Jacks Leeson. Bernadine Jean Rudachuk. Terry Ann Schroeder. Ladies and gentlemen, please join me in congratulating the recipients of the degree of Master of Continuing Education. Eminent Chancellor, on behalf of the faculty of the College of Graduate Studies and Research, I present to you these scholars and ask that you confer on them the degree of Master of Education. Derek Ellis Bars. Robert Paul Brisbois. Nadine Grace Winifred Cannell. Cheryl Diane Fenrick. Mark Richard Forsyth. Darren Lee Gasper. Joy Darlene Goulash Baumut. Chris Bradley Hansen. Shailene Faye Heron. Brent Dale Hills. Regan Raylene Hins. Valerie Joy Horner. Lisa Han Hines. Islam Connick. Cecilia Miriam Liva. Tricia Lee McEwen. Jamie Lynn Moen. Pamajiko Defumakoi Okito. Nirja Pawa. Jane Pauline Preston. Susan Joan Protz. Patrice Diane Reeve. Michael Noel Roche. Robert Stephen Rudy. Sandra Patricia Seisens Knight. Darren Trevor Solomon. Michelle Irene Van Houw. Daniela Vidovich. Randy Lee Wenninger. Robert Edward Wenninger. Barbara Ann Wilcox. Please join me in congratulating the recipients of the degrees of Master of Education from the College of Graduate Studies and Research.
Eminent Chancellor, on behalf of the Faculty of Graduate Studies and Research, I present to you these scholars and ask that you confer upon them the degree of Doctor of Philosophy. I present to you Geraldine Ann Balza. Alison Louise Dollar. Julie Janine Goodall. Gail Ann Pachoma. Family and friends, please join me in congratulating the recipients of the degree of Doctor of Philosophy in the College of Graduate Studies and Research.
Eminent Chancellor, in the name of the faculties, I ask you to grant the degrees and certificates in absentia to those students who have met the requirements to graduate but were not able to be present today.
At the request of the faculties, I authorize these degrees and certificates be granted.
Nadia, please move forward. The most outstanding graduate of the College of Agriculture and Bioresources receives the gold medal from the Saskatchewan Institute of Agrologists. This year, the award goes to Nadia Mori. Nadia grew up on a small mixed farm in Switzerland with two younger siblings. After elementary school, she completed an apprenticeship as an office clerk at a Swiss bank. Feeling that banking was not what she wanted to do for the rest of her life, she continued her education and completed high school. During her last high school year, she made a trip to Canada to go dog sledding in northern Ontario. The wide open spaces and natural surroundings in this country made such an impression on her that she vowed to come back one day. After she had worked as an accountant for a year, she was accepted into the Bachelor of Science in Agriculture program at the University of Saskatchewan. Initially fascinated with the possibility of a career in veterinary medicine, she soon realized that plants, soils, and ecosystems were just as fascinating to her as animals, whereupon she chose a major in rangeland resources and a minor in soil science. Despite many challenges associated with living in a new country, financial pressures, and struggling to study in English, Nadia endured and excelled academically. Until about a year ago, Natalie's husband, Claude, stayed in Switzerland and worked to support her financially, and this forced separation from her husband added to her stress. Happily, Claude is now living and working in Saskatoon. Nadia credits much of her academic success to the support and encouragement she received in the early years at the University of Saskatchewan and within the Saskatoon community. She earned several scholarships as an acknowledgement of her academic success. She and a team of fellow students competed and placed second in the annual undergraduate range management exam of the North American Society for Range Management. Nadia became involved with Toastmasters to become a more confident speaker and became the club president. Most recently, she participated in the University of Saskatchewan Leadership Advantage program to further develop her leadership skills. Outside academia, Nadia's interests include a love for plants and the outdoors, singing, acting, and dog sledding. As an undergraduate student, Nadia returned to Switzerland each summer except the last one to work in the banking sector to save money to return to the University of Saskatchewan. Nadia speaks with fondness of her native Switzerland and of her parents' dream to come to visit her in Saskatoon. And she's asked that I acknowledge her parents here on this day of joy and recognize the sad fact that they cannot be here to witness it. Nadia has elected to stay on at the University of Saskatchewan for a master's degree to study management of the fescue prairie, including an examination of the reintroduction of grazing and fire to continually rejuvenate the native prairie vegetation. Under the supervision of Professor Jim Romo, a plant ecologist, and Professor Ken Wahlberger, a range animal scientist, she started her journey as a graduate student here in January of 2007. After the completion of her master's program, we don't know, but she would like to stay on in Canada and establish a career working in conservation and restoration of native prairies. Eminent Chancellor, ladies and gentlemen, the College of Agriculture and Bioresources is immensely proud of all of our graduates, and today we honor our top graduate, Nadia Mori. Nadia, you're an outstanding scholar, you're a great person, and we wish you all the best in your career as a plant scientist and a professional agrologist. Congratulations.
Will you step forward? The Fulton Family Prize, and Fred Fulton happens to be here with us on stage as well. The Fulton Family Prize and the Saskatchewan Institute of Agrologists Award are presented to Pauline Bollet. Pauline is the top graduate in this year's Diploma in Agriculture class. Pauline grew up near Westlock, Alberta, where her family operated a lamb feedlot. She has 6 siblings and was homeschooled from grades 5 to 12. During her studies, Pauline was the recipient of a Canadian Wheat Board Entrance Scholarship, a U of S scholarship, and she earned a place on the Dean's Honor Roll. In addition, her team won 2nd place in the Farm Credit Canada Business Planning Award competition for their business plan of an agricultural enterprise. Pauline has an immense love and natural aptitude for animals. She especially likes working with sheep and hopes to do the work of a shepherdess. She enjoys traveling, camping, and experiencing the outdoors. Last summer, Pauline spent a month in Switzerland with her sisters to explore her heritage. visit relatives, and to practice her French. Pauline currently makes her home on her family-operated sheep ranch near Fairford, Manitoba. Pauline, congratulations on behalf of the University and of our College of Agriculture and Bioresources. Please join me in congratulating her.
At the College of Education this year, we had something very unusual happen. We had an exact tie for the most distinguished graduate and the Saskatchewan Teachers Federation Prize. So we have two winners at this convocation. I'm going to ask one of them to step forward first. We're doing them in alphabetical order. Michael Fowler, would you please come forward? Michael Fowler is a co-recipient of the Most Outstanding Graduate Award for the College of Education for 2006-2007 academic year. He graduates today with great distinction. Mike entered the sequential secondary program in the college with teaching areas from arts and science in English and mathematics. His overall average at entry was 89.8%. For his internship, Michael chose a placement at the Royal Wolverhampton School, Worcestershire, England. The following quotes from his final evaluation offer a glimpse of Mike's accomplishments during his internship. Michael had the difficult challenge of teaching both mathematics and English. To achieve overall competence for the subject matter in both areas is no mean feat. Most of all, his enthusiasm and drive to ensure that students enjoyed their school life was recognized by all who worked with him. Mike told us that he is honored to be a most distinguished graduate of the College of Education. He has always had a passion for learning and for interacting with people, and he is looking forward to entering a profession that allows him to do both. He wants us to express his thanks to the people who have had a special impact on his life. To his family, thank you for making today possible through your constant patience, wisdom, and support. And to Chantel, his better half, many thanks. Mike is delighted to be moving to Fort St. John, British Columbia, where he will begin his career this fall as an honors English and math teacher. Please join me in giving a warm congratulations to Michael Fowler. Jillian Vinish, would you please come forward? Jillian Vinish is a co-recipient of the Most Outstanding Graduate Award for the College of Education for the 2006-2007 academic year. She also graduates today with great distinction. In 2003, Jillian graduated from Aidan Bowman Collegiate in Saskatoon. While at Aidan Bowman, she was involved in a variety of activities such as basketball, volleyball, track and field, and the Student Representative Council. Jillian entered the College of Education in the fall of 2005 with an academic average from arts and science of 89.5%. She was admitted to the sequential elementary program with teaching areas in physical education and English. She was a member of the Chi cohort and reports that she met many great friends through this experience. During the fall of 2006, she completed her extended practicum at Kamsack, Saskatchewan, in a grade 3 classroom at Victoria Elementary School. While interning, Jillian collaboratively organized and facilitated a variety of extracurricular activities, including a noon-hour juggling club, a multi-grade cross-country team, and a grandparents' day tea. Jillian told us, "I thoroughly enjoyed my internship and I learned so much that will be valuable to me as an educator." The following quote from supervisors of her internship offers a sense of Jillian's qualities. She took on the vast responsibility of a teacher with enthusiasm and ease. She demonstrates a love of children and a love for the profession in all she does. This summer, Jillian is working with Dr. Angela Ward on a research project about multicultural children's literature. She has just been accepted to Saskatoon Public School Division's substitute teacher list and is actively seeking an elementary teaching position for the fall. In the future, she would like to come back to the College of Education for a post-degree certificate in special education. On a personal note, Jillian also recently became engaged to Mark Paulson and is very excited to start planning a wedding. Please join me in giving warm congratulations to Jillian Vinish.
Eminent Chancellor, Mr. President, platform participants, graduates, and guests. As President-elect of the University of Saskatchewan Alumni Association, it is my pleasure to recognize the class of 2007 as new members in the University of Saskatchewan Alumni Association. And what an exciting time to begin or to be graduating in this, the university's centennial year. As you walked across the stage today, remembering that graduation does not signal the end of your relationship with the university, but rather the beginning of your new and lifelong role as a member of the larger university community of alumni. You now have the responsibility to ensure that a degree from the University of Saskatchewan will always be a source of great pride, a sign of integrity, a hallmark of excellence. You join a group of distinguished graduates who have gone before you to change the world and combine and contribute greatly to our society. Our alumni value their education and experience from the university and appreciate the impact that the university has had on their success. Preserving the value of your degree depends on your achievements and ensuring that you share your many accomplishments with us throughout your lives. Your Alumni Association provides an important link between you and our university. This relationship can help build your career, maintain lifelong friendships with people you've met during your time as a student, and provide opportunities for you to stay connected with this excellent institution. I encourage you to connect with the University Alumni Association whenever possible and build strong alliances and partnerships that continue to wow the world in your community and around the world. The U of S Alumni Association applauds and sincerely appreciates your hard work and outstanding accomplishments to date. I urge you to keep us informed of your future accomplishments so that we can celebrate them together. Your success is our success. Congratulations to this centennial class of 2007, and welcome to the University of Saskatchewan Alumni Association, and we wish you all the very best.
I know that the next moment in your program belongs to our Chancellor, but I wish to preempt him for just a short time to inform you that Tom Malloy steps down from the office this June after 2 full terms or 6 years. The Chancellor's role is most visible and most public in the great celebrations of Convocation, and more than 20,000 University of Saskatchewan graduates have received their degrees from this gracious gentleman. The Chancellor is also a member of the Board of Governors and a wise and sensitive advisor to the University's administration. His role is truly one of service in the name of the alumni of the University and the public of our province. Tom Malloy has been a superb Chancellor, and on your behalf and mine, I wish to extend to him our warmest appreciation. Eminent Chancellor, may I now ask you to close this convocation ceremony?
Thank you. Let me just say, though, before closing, that it's been a distinct honor to serve as the 12th Chancellor of the University of Saskatchewan. This convocation reflects the greatness of our university. We have with us the visionary leadership of our President, Peter McKinnon. We have the quality of our governance, our faculty, and our administration on the platform this afternoon. The competence of the support staff of the university is represented by those who put on and contributed and participated in this ceremony. And of course, the outstanding graduates who are here today are representatives of our student body. One needs only to look around this auditorium to know that why our university succeeds and why, for me, it's been such a privilege to have been Chancellor. I now want to bring this ceremony to a close, but before I do, I would like to thank a number of people. First, Glenn Gillis and the University Wind Orchestra. Our signer for today's ceremony, Mark Marchuk. Our vocalist, Chanda Curry. Elder Walter Linklater. Lynette Mirza, Convocation Coordinator, and all of the members of her team in making these ceremonies such a success. I would like to remind the graduates and their families of the receptions which will follow the ceremony this afternoon. Agriculture are to meet in the Grand Circle lobby and education in the center of the main lobby. Finally, to today's graduates, as you came across the stage today, as you have heard, I have admitted you to the convocation of our university. And I would like to add my own personal congratulations on your academic achievements and to extend to you my very best and sincere wishes for your futures. Today, you have become members of a proud and strong organization, one that boasts a membership of over 122,000 people, which include leaders in every walk of life, quite literally around the world. I'm talking about the alumni of the University of Saskatchewan, and today you join those alumni. The University of Saskatchewan has been an important part of your life. It has provided you with the opportunity to obtain a post-secondary education. It has quite literally given you a head start in life. Take the University of Saskatchewan with you. As you encounter life's opportunities, keep the University of Saskatchewan at your side. Remember it for what it has offered you. Urge friends and family to consider attending the University of Saskatchewan. I encourage you to participate in alumni events and functions. Continue to be part of university life through the Alumni Association. Would you please rise now and join in the singing of God Save the Queen.